Hello everybody, welcome back to the cabin, welcome back to Commonwealth. Flipper, hope you guys are doing great out there. I hit a milestone, a marker of sorts on a particular sale. I want to talk about that today. Also, somebody asked me the other day a question that actually came up in my own reselling business, and that's about scammers. Maybe how to head them off in the past, or certain practices that might be good in order to keep them from pulling stunts that are pretty typical. And I want to talk about that. It's a practice I've been doing for a long time. Get your opinion on it. Have a ton of sales. 55 sales for just around $2,000. We're not going to do them all today. I say that all the time. It's just too much. I'm going to ship out everything I have to ship out today, and we'll talk about the rest on the next episode. Let's take a look. I don't know if you can hear it, y'all. We have a metal roof here. It's raining, so you might hear a little rain outside today. Here is the sale. We're going to hit this milestone sale here pretty quick first, and then we'll talk about the... it's not really how to solve scammers, but it's just a common practice that I use often in order to keep them at bay. Let me get this out of here. This PSP. Here we go. And that's sold. That came from the Motherload sale, y'all. You might remember that one. If you're new to the channel, you may not. Go back over to the Commonwealth Picker channel. You can go check it out. That's our garage sale channel. This one right here sold for $78 plus shipping. I can't remember if there was an issue with it or not. It's been so long since we listed it, but it finally sold $78 plus shipping. That'll bring us to, that's $68 profit on that ish, probably $1 more, but whatever. $3,150 on the Motherload. And there are, you know, some odds and ends in there, but that's pretty much it. There's, I don't know, how's that game still there? That doesn't make any sense. That should have sold. I'll have to check that out. So, at any rate, that's where we're at. I'll take, here we go. I forgot that one right there. That sale was absolutely amazing. The next item is the very last item like this. It was a multi-quantity deal. It only sold for $11. I think I paid $2. But you know what? There was multi-quantities of this, and that's why it made it a good deal for me. Right here, not much profit on it, but there was a bunch, and you've seen me sell them for a while. This is a Washington Redskins official team pet wear size XL, so it's for a big dog, I guess, or a giant cat. One or the other. Any rate, $11 plus shipping on that one, and it is the last one. So, you know, we made like 40-50 bucks off of that deal, even though the one single sale doesn't make a whole bunch. The next sale is interesting for sure. I love it when you get items that nobody else has. You can't find any record of them on eBay at all. And it's like, yeah, you kind of get to pick your own choice and then sit and wait. And that's what happened. This is a belt buckle. It's kind of cool. It's got a little historical value to it. I think that, yeah, that's not the right one. It is Operation Joint Endeavor belt buckle, which some of you may be familiar with, of course, being a history teacher. There you go. Task Force Eagle. That was the name of the task force. That was part, well, I'm going to bore you with some history. All right, skip ahead 30 seconds if you don't want to hear history. Operation Joint Force Endeavor, Task Force Eagle, Hungary, Croatia, Bosnia, Herzegovina. So this is late 95, I guess, 95, 96. And it's the first time that NATO forces were ever used for really anything, which is a little ironic because it was after the Cold War is over, which is, of course, why NATO was formed. And Russian troops actually participated in this, which makes it even stranger. And it was about the essentially ethnic religious strife going on in the Balkan Peninsula and ethnic cleansing to some degree as well. That is an interesting one. That's the Clinton administration. And, well, I could talk about it forever, but I won't bore you. I will just say that it sold for $29. Looks like free shipping on that one, and I don't even remember where I picked it up, but it might have been at the, you know what? It might have been at the Masters of the Universe, the I Have the Power sale, which means I should probably put it on my list, but I'm not certain, so I think I'll leave it off. I was at the 301 sale in North Carolina, and I picked up this next item. I picked up a bunch of these. I was digging forever to find this stuff, but if you ever come across a box of this stuff or a bag, it's worth it. That is, if you're willing to sell individual items and part them out. So sometimes I'll find bags of Thomas Train stuff. This happens to be one of the wooden ones with magnets. And a lot of them aren't worth a ton, but some of them are. And they're definitely worth picking up if you get a whole bag or a box for, you know, $5 or something. Because sometimes one of them can sew pretty good, and this one did. It's Edward wooden magnet. So for $11 plus shipping, and I think I paid maybe $5 for the entire bag, and I've sold a bunch of them out of there. So, you know, you pick up 20 of these right here, you're going to end up making, you know, $150 profit on something like that. Next one went to Heather, and she says it's for her son Curtis's collection. I can't remember if he collects plush or if he collects Simpsons, or both. There you go. That's Krusty right there. You gotta pick Krusty up when you see him. You know, you can buy this stuff for $1 or so, and it sells pretty quick. $15 for that one. Plus shipping. I can't do the Krusty voice. Wish I could. There you go. Anyway, thank you very, very much. You know, I used to avoid buying a bunch of dolls unless I knew they were like Monster High or something. But with Google Lens, it's so easy to figure out stuff nowadays. I bought a box that had a bunch of Monster High stuff in it, but some of it wasn't. These are Disney descendants right here. I don't know who these particular ones are descendants of, but they are descendants of somebody, I suppose. And these sold for $11.95 plus shipping. Took a long, long time, but, you know, adding a little bit of extra profit into a box that sells really well is always a great way to make some money. All right, let's talk about I don't know if I want to call this a scam or not. Let's just say it's a common practice that is used and abused by some people on eBay. I'm not saying this particular item is. As a matter of fact, it probably isn't. I'm almost certain it isn't, but it's a good example of something that I try to do. And if you've been selling on eBay for a while, you can comment below and give your experience to other people out there as well. This particular item was shipped out. It was a hat, a Jack Daniels hat, if you remember it, new with tags. And I shipped it out, and then I got a message about it a little while later, and they're like, hey, well, let me read you the message. It says, hi there, I received the hat, and it's not the quality that I thought it was going to be. The brim of the hat is too flimsy, not as sturdy as I'd like. Can you please advise? And then they give their name. Okay. So this is the kind of thing. So most people who use eBay, who have used it for a while, they understand the return process, and they also understand that some people are very willing to give a partial return. In other words, give them money back, and to avoid having to ship the item back, relist it, resell it. So there are occasions when I've done that, but for the most part, I always require the return. There are a few exceptions to the rule, but a lot of people, especially big heavy items that go across country, which I actually try to avoid to begin with because of this reason. A lot of times people will buy it on purpose knowing that the cost of shipping it back is so high that they're going to be willing to pay you off essentially to not open a return. And I know a lot of people will say, well, I don't do returns and whatever. Listen, this person, even if I didn't offer returns, if the item isn't the quality they thought, they're going to get their return from eBay regardless, which is why I offer returns. I realize there are situations that it helps you out in, but I think overall it's a net plus to offer returns. But that's not what this video is about. It's about requiring the return. Some people will be like, I don't want to eat that cost. I'll just, you know, offer them $5 back or $10 and maybe they'll keep it and not ship it. And I didn't. I just like, hey, you know, hey, open a return. I'll be happy to take it back if you don't like it. I'm going to have to eat the cost of that return, but I'll relist it. I'll end up making a profit. But there are some people who will actually see, which is why I like the repeat buyer feature on eBay now, because you can see who's bought from you before and you can track it. A lot of people will be like, okay, you've opened a return. And if you don't think it's a good return, a quality return, meaning they're a little shady, they'll just block them immediately. But if they'll try this and you reply back with, hey, would you like $10 back? They'll come back at you. You know, it might be 6 months later, might be a year later, might be 2 years later, but they'll come at you because they know you're willing to give a partial return without requiring the item actually being sent back. So tell me what y'all think about out there. I realize you're going to take a loss from time to time, but I think overall, if more people did what I'm describing, you would have less people fishing for partial returns to get some of their money back. Next item I kind of made a little mistake on, to be honest with you. Plus, I'd like it sitting up here. A little Randy Savage snap into a Slim Jim right there. Somebody was a viewer, and I'm happy I did, so don't take this wrong out there. I bought this for $5, which is more than I wanted to pay. I think that's what I paid for it. And I knew it was only going to make a few bucks, but I'm like, that thing's cool. I don't mind if it sits in the cabin for a while. I kind of like it, so whatever. I know a viewer would buy it eventually, and we'll make some money on it. And I listed it for 20 bucks. And I had a viewer ask me if I'd take an offer for 15, and I'm like, yeah, you know, if you're sure, we'll do 15 bucks on it. And I didn't realize I had free shipping on it. I screwed up. So there you go. I sent it out. So $15 free ship. I mean, it's very light. It's going to go first class. But, you know, pay $5 to ship this thing, plus fees. You know, what am I making here? $2, $3, something like that. So, but you know what? I made money, and this viewer gets a cool tin. All right, this one's going out to Chainsaw Charlie Hill. I like that. Hey, Kevin, thank you for the deal on the Macho Man tin. My little penny pooper and I have been watching your channel before there was a no name, and we enjoy the country vignettes at the end of the YouTube videos. Look forward to the new shed sponsored by SupplyHut.com. I like that. I swear I didn't put that in there. Yeah, use code Commonwealth for 5% off any SupplyHut.com order. Look at that. I like that. I'll read these all day long. If you have any bubble bucks with a signed card, make sure to put them in there. Good work. Keep it up. So thank you very much. And I'm glad you got it. Hopefully you enjoy it. All right, Turner, did you remember the other day when you mentioned the video games that you wanted? I got so many responses. So I didn't respond to everybody, but I got a couple of them already, and we're working on a few more. So that's going to be kind of cool. Isn't that really nice? We could return some of the kindness that people give to us by giving back to them and making some purchases from them. So we're hopefully going to do that soon with some other items. But at least 2 of the games are already on the way, and then we're going to work on the other ones. I've got to sift through all the messages. Who's that right there?
It is, who is he?
You don't know who that is?
Old School Ramon.
That's right, Old School Ramon. That's right.
I knew Ramon, but I didn't know Old School.
Old School, there you go. I'm old school. Anyway, that one sold for $9.95 plus shipping. It sold, I think, to Ryan. Will you say thank you to Ryan?
Thank you, Ryan.
I think he bought it for his boy last time, and he says that he really liked them. So that's very cool. Definitely enough for you to do what?
Save $1, spend $1, and donate $1. Bye.
All right, Turner left, and we had a cat come in, and we got all kinds of stuff going on now. The heater turned on over there. It's getting a little chilly. So here is Share Bear. I want to show you something really quick. I had 2 of these, and I want to make sure when I sold them that we didn't mess them up. So here's this one, and then this one over here. And there's a, you know, price-wise, not a huge difference. The older ones carry a little bit more value, but not so much that it's not worth picking these up. You know, buy them $1, whatever, $2. How you doing, Pepper? All right, I'll get you some treats. Hold on, y'all. But see, the biggest thing with these here, this one had no tag on it. This one has a tag. They're clearly the same bear, but they don't look the same. This is much more pinkish. This is more purplish lavender. I wouldn't call this pink, but you get the idea here. And there's a difference. You know, this is the older one. If there's a tag, you can easily tell 1985, right? Somebody's back. I just gave you your treats. But if you really want to know and there's no tags on them, just squish them. Just smash them. The newer ones are, and there's a newer one there, are much softer. And you can really smash them down. And this one here is much harder to smash down. But, I mean, you can tell. I mean, you can just look and see which one's older. So, anyway, $19 plus shipping. All right, Pepper? Stay away from them now. Come on. And I went and grabbed all the ET merch out of our 2 locations here. And these are the 6 that sold. ET earrings and the flower pin, another set of ET earrings, the 3D pin, which we're down to 4 left, or 5, I don't remember, Gertie pin, and the other one right here, the other ET pin. So these range between $6 plus shipping to $8 plus shipping on these. And so out of the 6, 3 of them, so 50% obviously, went to viewers. Robert, Ronnie, Treasures and Wishes. For these guys here, Kyle grabbed this one. He said he wanted to grab it before they're gone, and by the time you hear this, they're going to be almost gone. KJ, Cards, and Merch. Right there, those are the eBay store names. Thank y'all very much. Hope you enjoy. By the way, there's multiple different ways we ship these here. One of them, the way I use, is this box right here. Although my wife says I'm wasting money doing that. She's like, just put some bubble wrap around it, stick it in a bubble mailer. Nobody's ever complained, and she's probably right. But you know what? this is the way I like to do it on these pins. And definitely in something like this, I'm not putting bubble wrap. We box these up right here. So anyway, that's one way to do it, or the 8x6x4 box if there's multiples. But I did all that just to tell James and Robert, thank you for buying plans for the Commonwealth Picker shipping table. We're on CommonwealthPicker.com. And James is Palmetto Homestead Pickers, which is a non-profit faith-based residential addiction program. So thank y'all for making that purchase over there on CommonwealthPicker.com. We appreciate it. Next one is another Care Bear, but you can see this is clearly, they had them come out obviously in the 80s and then around 2000 and then in 2015 and then some just last year. This is Grumpy Care Bear, and this one, as you can see here, has some sound to it and other things, I guess. And I didn't test this one, so I'm hoping it's working. My guess is Louie's mom or Bub's girlfriend did this one. And it sold to, well, is this a viewer? No message on it. Sandra, if you're a viewer, thank you. Appreciate it. And I didn't see a message on the purchase, but this should be 2015 for that one. It's pretty cool. And there it is, 2015. And it sold for, I have no idea. I gotta go see what it sold for. $12.95 plus shipping. And this one's gonna go out priority, right? Definitely something you don't put in a poly bag because of all the electronics in it. Could damage it. So it's gonna go out, see that, priority mail, as opposed to these that just go in a poly bag and ship out at the 8, probably not, ship out at the 12-ounce rate. Once you put it in a bag, it's gonna be close. It might go out at the 8-ounce rate. Sold some Coke items here, like we've been doing for a while. The Christmas ones headed out of here. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales. 3 are to viewers, 2 are not to viewers. Mary got the ornament balls here and the delivery driver one, and that one sold over here too, right there. That one's not to a viewer with the classic Santa ad right there. I think that one's cool. These are between $6 plus shipping and $10 plus shipping for the top one. I think this is $10 plus shipping, and 6 and 8, and I don't know. They're all in that range right there. And of course, this one here is like total 17 something. She asked for combined shipping. We'll definitely do that. If I forget, Mary, don't ever be afraid to send me a message. I forgot the other day, somebody sent me a message. I usually at the end of the day, that's the last thing I do, and sometimes I don't get it done, but I usually do. That one's kind of cool. I like that. Susan asked for some bubble bucks, said if we still have any. We do, but I said this the other day. I found my Uncle Mark's garage sale giveaway pile with all the My Reseller Genie stuff. And if anybody wants a sticker from My Reseller Genie, ask for it in the comments. I could send these out, but I don't really need to because there's the coupon code is Commonwealth. If you do try My Reseller Genie, use the 15% off code at myresellergenie.com if you're interested in that. But you don't need one of these. These have the actual QR code you scan. So look, we got a bunch left still. So you're definitely getting some bubble bucks from American Bubble Boy. Use the link below if you want that. Bob Lincolnland Picker. That one's kind of cool. Do I have that backwards? Check that one out, you know. North Pole Flying School. And there you go. Bob, thank you. I think you're one of our trash to cashers over there. So anyway, look at all that. ET stuff, Coke stuff. Over half of it. 50% here and 60% here going to viewers. You guys are amazing. Next one's been in the store a long time. It's one of those, you know, decisions. Do you pay a quarter for it, 50 cents? Or maybe if it's in a free box, you definitely pick it up. And I think this one was in a free box, which is why I picked it up. Should be right on the edge. There it is right here. It's a Nalgene. And it had the plastic on it, as you can see. And that's why I picked it up. But, see, it has a advertisement on it as well. And that made it difficult. If it was just plain, I would have picked it up for sure. But I'm like, you know what? It's still in the plastic. What the heck, right? $14 for that one. Free shipping. So think of it like $10 plus shipping because it's going to go out at the 8-ounce rate right there. So $8 or $8, $10 plus shipping, which means if I paid $1 for it, we're going to make like $7. I'll take that. Not too bad. Super easy to ship, especially if you have the right box, which is why I keep extra boxes. But I'm thinking about ordering kind of those long skinny boxes for first class stuff now. And either that or you can take these 4x4x4 boxes or 6x4x2 boxes and put them together and make one longer box out of it, which is probably what we'll do for this one. Next item was kind of a joke. If you remember that yard sale from like a week or so ago where the guy had a lot of cool stuff, and I was paying up a little bit for it because he's a good source and he's nearby me. He put this plush pig out there that was kind of funky looking, clearly homemade, not the kind of thing you can look up. And I'm like, how am I going to sell this thing? And I thought of Dave, NC Picker, and I'm like, he's selling those NC Piggies at ncpiggy.com. You can pay me for that plug, Dave. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put that stuff in the title and I'm going to sell this thing. And sure enough, that's what I did. Check this guy out right here. How about that one right there? You just got to love that freaky looking thing. And I put NC Piggy, King of the Pigs or something, Death Pile Support Pig, all in the title. And already a viewer, also a viewer at Trashed Cash, and I'm assuming you watch Dave as well, picked it up. That is super funny, so I appreciate it. I put 25 bucks on it, so there you go. It is pretty cool, y'all. It is very well made. And I don't know, I could have put that thing out there with different titles in it and probably sold it for the same. It just would have taken a while. So anyway, that was really cool. I like selling stuff that's kind of unique like that. Next sale actually came from that exact same sale. We bought 2 Wii systems, 1 in a box. And what else do we have? There's a ton of controllers, a bunch of Wii games, some games from another console as well. And I took out the games that sell individually, listed them separately, and then right here we had kind of a leftover lot that kind of made sense together. Power Rangers, All-Star Karate, you know, for a young guy. And these are headed out to not only a viewer, but a former colleague of mine at the high school that I used to teach at in Lynchburg. And those are headed, I'm not supposed to say that out loud though, am I? I probably screwed up because he's like, don't tell my wife I bought them. Well, hopefully you're not watching this, Tim. And he also grabbed from Reagan, I'll have Reagan tell you in a little bit, tell you thank you. Or maybe not, maybe I'll give her the day off like I did the other day. Grabbed a tumbler right there. Reagan's been super busy making ornaments and stuff and just getting ready for the Christmas rush. So maybe I'll just say this one here. Commonwealth Picker tumbler right there with all of our logos on it. What do you think of that? Pretty good. You better use that in your classroom. Tim was one of the best teachers. Besides me, of course, you know. Most dedicated teachers I've ever seen in my life. Teaches government and is terrific at it. So anyway, that is headed to you, and we need to talk soon. I'll read your message really quickly here. Hey, Kevin, I'm always amazed and entertained by what you're doing. These games will be a great Christmas gift for me and my son. God bless you and your family. So thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. And tell everybody hi there at EC Glass. I miss them. Not enough to come back, but I do miss teaching, and I miss AP World History, and it's good times for sure. But I'm glad I'm working out of a cabin in my backyard for sure. All right, Pepper's here once again. Come on, Pepper. And I'm going way out on a limb here, y'all. So put the kids away. I've got 2 very inappropriate gifts right here from viewers, but I've got a pile over there stacking up from people that are sending us stuff. So I'm like, I better get through some of these. And I opened these up. I actually had one for a while. I'm like, I can't put these on the show, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I'm thankful for everybody out there. So put the kids away. All right, Pepper. First one right here is this little hat. And you should have sent this to Dave and Carrie. He says, I have to bleep out a message here. Saw this at a garage sale and thought of you and thought you might need it or wear it with Dave. I can't, Pepper, you're crazy here. Wear it on your next show, podcast with Dave and Carrie. So Corey Graham's and Pop's Vintage. So there you go. I don't know if I'm wearing that thing. Maybe I'll do it for a joke on a podcast coming up. All right, the second inappropriate gift. I love beaver. Here we go. Now, before you go freaking out on me here, let me show you the message. It's from Deb, and you're very, very sweet. Just wanted to thank us. They lived in SoCal, moved to Maui, then to Utah. I think that's what it says, Maui. Yeah, they sent us the Hawaii plate back here on the Coke bin. See that one right there? Well, thank you. By the way, if y'all send us anything, and we've got tons of stuff y'all send us, we don't have room to put up in here, but if you're sending us something for the new cabin, write on the back of it so I can remember, if need be, who sent something. That would be really cool. Autograph it or something. Put a date on it. At any rate, she says that she hears me in her head when she goes to garage sales. She's found a bunch of gold and silver jewelry that she wouldn't have found had it not been for our early videos about that. And I haven't found any this season at all. No, I take that back. I did find one piece of 14K and a few pieces of silver, but not too much. Any rate, and what was the other thing? Oh, and she parts out a lot as well. Anyway, she says that she is from Utah, Beaver, Utah. So she's proud of her city. And that's what the shirt is all about. But I don't think I'm wearing that thing on it. I don't know, maybe. Should I wear that? Anyway, thank y'all very much. Just a couple sales in here. Some Estee Lauder eyeshadow. Paid $5 for a bag of this at the Escape from the Interstate sale over there that goes between Virginia and North Carolina. That was a great sale. I enjoyed it. And this sold for $14.95 plus shipping. I paid $5 for a whole bag of this stuff. And this right here, $14.95 plus shipping. You know, we're making pretty good money on it. Sold a bunch more of these Duro decals. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see that there. That puppy dog, a circus elephant, and some flowers here. 3 different ones. $48 total plus shipping on these. See the Duro decals right there? These are going better than I thought, to be honest with you. I thought these would be super long tail. And they are kind of, I mean, I've got a whole ton of them over here. We're going to make a bunch of money. Got these from Aunt Lori. I think we paid $75, Lori. I think that's right for all of it. I literally thought it would take a year to make our $75 back, and then we'd make a profit for many years to come. But I think we're already close to it, so I'm fairly happy with it. It was a tedious process to make sure they were pictured and listed in the quantities. Took a long time, but there are tons and tons of them, so we'll make some money. I think this may have been a viewer that says repeat buyer. I don't see a name on the message, though, but thank you, $48 plus shipping. Hey, I'll take just a second. I want to talk about Garage Sale Nation since I mentioned that right there. So in the fall months, the winter month, a lot of the nation has shut down garage sales, and there's still some sales here and there, but not any of those massive sales unless you go down south, unless you go deep down south. So right now on Garage Sale Nation, if you go to garagesaleNation.net or to Garage Sale Nation Facebook group, I think there's only 3. Yardaroo has posted them on garagesaleNation.net. Thank you, by the way. And they're done by date. There's 3 coming up if you want to go check them out if you are in Georgia, Florida, or Louisiana. And I'm asking those of you who are members of Garage Sale Nation, if you're in Arizona, Southern California, Texas, wherever you can find, if we're going to start to do in the fall months and winter months, we're going to expand it to 50 sales. And so we used to have 100 sales is the requirement to post a big sale, 100 individual sales. We're not doing flea markets unless it's like a once-a-year flea market. And now we're going to reduce it to 50 to see if we can get a few more in there listed in the fall and in the winter. So if you have a massive community sale, say in Phoenix area, if it's 50, garage sales in one location-ish, go ahead and post it over there. We've had a few of them. We want to put it on the garagesaleNation.net map as well. And what else can I tell you? There's some other ones down there, but go check it out. Garage Sale Nation. Check out our sponsors too. Yardaroo does a great job on that. And I think American Bubble Boy sponsors garagesaleNation.net, as does Amtop Learning. If you need t-shirts for anything, go check them out. And they're awesome. So, at any rate, just want to say all that. And a big giant thank you to everybody who supports us across all the platforms. You guys are amazing. But I really consider Commonwealth Flipper my home, literally. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining us, and I can't wait to see you next time. All right, we're going with Pepper today. See, one's going to be for a video that we put out at the end. It's not going to be too bright in here. There you go. What do you think so far, huh? Huh? It's going to look good.
Yeah.
We got to get some lights on in here. See, that's where that light you bought is going to go. What do you think?
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. And then come on and check out in here. It's a little dark, but storage up here. We're going to have a refrigerator right here. And then a bed back there. There you go. And all that storage up here. Pretty cool. I'm excited about it.